Chapter 2, The Long Road, A Mother's Journey in a City of Strangers. At 33, she arrived to a new city and Bangalore with nothing but a child on her hip and grief in her bones. And she is no longer familiar to her native. Her father's demise changed her life entirely. The last steady hand in her life has passed away quietly just months after her husband had walked out loudly with no explanations, no remorse. He ghosted out, and his absence doesn't make her any difference because she thoroughly depends on her child, and the kind that leaves bills unpaid and hearts cracked open. That's the only thing she needs to face. And the new city, Bangalore, was a new world: taller buildings, colder mornings, a language which is not known, familiar to her. She could not understand even a single word or speak or fully, communicate with the people. And her days were fleeting days. The city distracted her to the core. And the wonderful thing about her, next to the sun and the weather, she was enjoying it all the days and nights. The lights were unfamiliar but promising. She believed maybe, just maybe, this could be the restart she needed. But the shine wore off quickly. Rent drained her savings faster than expected. Her high qualified jobs, which were demanding her to put her heart and soul day and night and work for someone which she is not ready for. She is reluctant because she knew that her mind always says her to be an entrepreneur, and just to meet the demands and to make the ends. She was into doing some kind of job, and the most important thing, wherever she had went, and she was facing a lot of traumas and disturbances and the predators. And the faster that she learned the things, sooner she is able to think. She wants to quit. She was smart, deeply so, but I know she never got to get a job satisfied to her intelligence, to her spirit, because she was only looked as a woman, as a single mother with a child, and she was more as an object looked at by this male chauvinistic world. And her son was the only reason she woke up, and he was the only reason she didn't sleep, and she was wailing, crying, screaming to herself, and always she makes him get ready, packing him his tiffin box, ironed his clothes, and it is more like a ritual, like a monotonous. Many days she skipped meals, not because she doesn't have, mainly because she is reluctant to have. She was regretting about the past, and the lifelessness and the solitude was killing her. Every time, when her son smiled, she broken into tears. It is, a tear of joy, and sometimes, and she is broken in her mended just like a little. She took, some kind of dignified jobs, rather working under somebody as a tuition teacher, admitting children, giving them classes, and she was into vlogs and writing stories, poems, and memoirs, and she was starting to explore her skills and educational knowledge to the core. And finally she landed to become an entrepreneur by starting a kind of educational institution. The budget was really quite high, but she was managing it with a surgical precision and started to be frugal. And with these she thought to give up, not in the dramatic sense, but in the quite exhausted way the working women sometimes do, but she never did. Years passed and rolled on. Her son grew and she stayed. She missed companionship, sometimes deeply, but she had learned not to expect kindness or help or any kind of regard regards from others. She knew this world is full of narcissists, and people will look at a woman as an object, never as a human being. And especially, women could be questioned, men can, pretend to help, and neighbors whispered. Some women judged, and most didn't understand. She stopped explaining herself to one and all. From 33 to 53, she built a life from spinster, and not glamorous, not easy, but honest, and in a charismatic way to lead her life with headstrong. Though her body aged faster, but not a spirit, though her hands grew rougher, but her will never, it has become strong, and she has got a very good willpower to cope up with the nuances and upgrading herself. She never remarried and never regret for that, not because she feared of love, but because she had become too full of her own scars and self-respect to let anyone else define a story again. At 53, she sat on the same balcony at the age of 33 when she came to a new city 2 decades ago. How she looked at and with a cup of coffee in her hand, with pride on her face, and headstrong, she looked at her growing son, who is an entrepreneur, a business magnate, leading his life, and he is wonderful and charismatic and taking care of his lovable and adoring mother. But she knew it well that he has his own life and he has to move on, and very soon that empty nest syndrome will be there in her life, and she's ready to face it, though with fears and untold traumas or dilemmas that she has. And for the first time in years, she cried with an outburst. It is not because of pain, it is because of happiness, I could say.